Boom. I've sat here trying to think of what to say in this intro for like the past 20 minutes to explain kind of my absence from YouTube in the past month or so. And I actually don't really know how to put this into words. My life the past year has been mental. But before anyone worries, my health right now is all good. I'm all good. That this is not the reason why I've been gone. It's just some other shit that life doesn't really prepare you for, and I had to go do some stuff, and my mental was kind of all over the place. I'll be so real. I've also had to start a new job, and I'm actually a social media executive for one of Ireland's biggest media companies. So for that, I really need to thank everyone that's ever clicked on any of my videos before, because without you, I probably would not have ended up with this job. I haven't actually started it yet. I'll start next week. So with that being said, I'm probably only going to post maybe once on YouTube a week, if even. Some weeks I might not end up posting, and to be honest, I think I'm going to cut out like all my short form content that I've been doing on Instagram and TikTok and stuff, because that is time consuming and I don't have the time no more, unfortunately. Listen, I'm not going anywhere, but it's kind of like the end of an era for me, like not having music and content creation as like my full-time job. It was an insane run from 5 years ago, basically streaming every single day on Twitch. I met some crazy people on Twitch, still friends to this day that I still talk to from 5 years ago that I met on Twitch, to the advent calendar series I used to run on YouTube, to YouTube deleting every single one of my videos and I had to start again from scratch. Definitely was a hell of a run. I've met a lot of people along the way, and I just want to say I appreciate everyone that was here for most of it. Now for the next chapter, and hopefully I'll start enjoying this process a little bit more, because this is gonna like return to being a hobby, so I'm not gonna be like constantly over analyzing every single analytic on every single social media. I'm wondering why I'm not getting views, wondering why my videos flopped, all this stuff, man, because that shit drives you insane. I'm just here for the fun of it now, because I love making music. I've always loved making music, and I've always loved making content. The end of an era, but the start of a new era. That being said, get into this beat, man. I haven't made a beat in probably over a month, so let's see how rusty I am at this. I have been keeping up to date with all the new music that's been coming out. I actually also had a song that was released. It was produced by me and Liam Harris. It's called Sharks and Fishes by Els and Iz.
All of this talk about the hot test topic, yet you couldn't avoid how we topped it. Maybe I'm the real St. Patrick, snakes in the grass, of course I clocked it. Regretting times I flopped it. Trusted next man with profit. Now I got PTSD, I'm struggling to stop it when I'm out in public. Tell me why I should swim with the fishes when deep down I know I'm a shark.
Go add that to your playlist, I'd appreciate it. But today, we're gonna try and make a song like Tiorgo Brazy called Handbag. That shit sounds so tough. We're in 150 BPM. I think the original might actually be a bit slower, but anyway. Melody is kind of like a glow Chicago kind of inspired melody, and it's just turned Hoodtrap, so we're gonna try that. Starting out in the classic X band, we're just gonna layer a few sounds here. I'm gonna start out with this fat stack. And when making these beats, you want to make sure that they're in Phrygian. Well, you don't have to do it, but I would advise you to make them in Phrygian, because basically every single one of these beats has this pattern. You know what I'm talking about. Like I said, we're going to layer this sound. We're going to use maybe 2 or 3 sounds for it. I'm going to take a soft analog brass. We could put this one up an octave maybe instead. Give it a little bit of balance. Yeah. Chicago glow shit. And this is a classic one that I always use. The big section. Nice brass kind of sound. For this one, let's go a little bit lower. Gonna hit up all them different kind of mid-tones. Alright, this is a solid little bass. We're now going to come into Strings of Winter and Contact. Probably one of the most goated VSTs for using violins and stuff. I'm gonna do something like this, I think. That sounded kind of hard. Where am I in the scale here? Oh, are they all in key? Yeah, they are. I just did that by chance. Bum, bum, bum. What if we actually go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Oh, there we go. Hang on. Instead, we're going to take this little tremolo string. I'm going to create some tension with it. To be honest, you can barely hear it. Next, we're going to use a trills halftone. It's nearly kind of like a tremolo as well, but of course it's called the trills halftone. Obviously going to put them on the E and the F, but where? I don't know. Probably something like that. Gonna come into Xenology, and we're using the Irish finite lead. Oof, that's kind of cold in the counter. Oh, maybe I haven't lost it. This is kind of hard. It's kind of sticking out in the mix a little bit, so turn it down to about 42%. Sticking inside of the Xenology. E5 soundtrack. For all you music theory people, you are probably going to hate me for this beat. Nah, to be fair, the melody's doing a little bit of something, but these chords are not being chords. We are literally just going to layer the E and the F note up octaves like this. Finally, we're going to come into Electra X, and we're going to take this sound. Alright, listen. Hear me out here for a second, okay? Let's at least turn it down a little bit more. There you go, this sounds mental. This needs to go down even more. Let's go like 11%. Ooh! I'm going to consolidate these individually. What we're going to do instead, I'm feeling like just putting loads of effects in the backgrounds of this. I'm thinking crashes, sirens, bells, gunshots, whooshes, pushes, fucking whatever you can think of. Classic. Also a bit of a classic. Let's just try it. Sure. Now I am using basically stuff from all of my different kits. You know what? Here's a 50% discount code. Use the code New Era for 50% off every single item on my website. Go crazy on that shit. Actually, some of them kits are going to be ridiculously cheap, so I'll leave that up for like a week. If you're seeing this within the first week of the video, 50% off. I think that's pitched, right? We'll get one pitched down as well. Alright, so with some playing around with some effects, this is now what the beat sounds like. Alright, it's time for the drums. Like I said, 50% off everything. I would recommend personally the Recovery drum kit, Hoodtrap drum kit, or if you're looking for something a little bit out there, probably the Aries multi kit. Do some like rolls with the hat and have them like going down. You can maybe go like We've just linked all the melodies to this. We're cutting at about 200 hertz. And of course, it's now time for the 808. We're going to use my go-to Spins 808. It is the hardest Spins 808 you're ever going to use. It's the only Spins 808 that you're ever going to use. You can grab that in my Hoodtrap drum kit. We're going to be using the notes E and F. Second 808 going on. we're going to throw in some classic log drums because log drums are now a staple of any 2025 beat. Crank up the velocity, turn this one down. Something like this just at the end of the bar. You can throw in like an open hat on these first spin 808s. Repeat them over again. I've just added in this secondary 808 also. This just needed some bad boy arranging, which we did. I have a nice little intro here. I would greatly appreciate if you can just smash the like button for me, man. Maybe possibly put me back in people's YouTube algorithms, shit like that. Even though I said I don't care about the views, I don't. But you know what I'm saying? I want the real ones to still be able to see my videos. Let me know in the comments, what has been your favorite memory or video from me over the past like 5-6 years? What's your like favorite thing that you can remember, or maybe something that you got the most value from? But let me know in the comments. I'll be very intrigued to hear. Basically, for the intro, we put halftime on it. It sounds hard as fuck. Have it automated. Can defo hear artists on this? This isn't hard, but a lot of space. We just dropped like the main violin section and kept everything else in. And then straight back into it. I appreciate you for watching. Make sure you run me up on all socials, because that can't even be my outro anymore. I need to think of a new outro. Appreciate you for watching, man. Peace.